Okay, let's start that over again. Okay. Hi, guys. Um, Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November 7th. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Sorry, I still have, as I lovingly refer to as Vegas voice. So if you heard me 2 days ago, I sounded way worse from the smoke and the air and everything in all the casinos. Um, but my voice is slowly coming back. So hopefully by tomorrow, I will sound like a normal person and not like an old lady hanging out at the slot machines. So I wanted to kind of do this call this week because next week, I haven't even announced our speaker yet, but we have, I guess I'll tell you guys now so you guys can mark your calendars. And anybody who's on, I know we have Julie's team and a bunch of you guys on. If you guys would like to come on next week, you're more than welcome. Next week, we are having a very, very dear friend of mine, very old friend of mine, who is now, this is so crazy to say, an internationally published author, master life coach. She does not do one-on-ones. She doesn't do calls. She doesn't do group coaching anymore because she's so busy being so fabulous and so successful with everything. Author of Girl Code, my dear friend Kara Alwell-Leva is going to come on next week and talk to us about entrepreneurship and women and really building your business and building a brand. And so I am super excited about it. She's been a friend of mine for a long time. So it's a big favor of her to come on here and do this call for us. So I am super excited for next week, which we'll post that later today. But I wanted to sort of talk about all of the amazing things that were announced at Leadership last week, that were talked about at Leadership, things that are coming down the pipeline, because, you know, there's so much good stuff that's coming. I wanted to be able to give all of the product launch information to you guys, all of the new stuff that's going to be coming that's bundled with things we already know about, like 80-Day Obsession, some great tips that we got from some of the trainings. Most of those will be uploaded, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of it, but at least to let you guys know what was talked about there. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to jump right into it, but it was super exciting. It was at the Aria in Las Vegas. And you guys who've been around for a while, you know, I know Julie knows, like, Leadership is supposed to be like a very relaxing kind of weekend. So a lot of us were super apprehensive about it being in Vegas, where we've held Summit in the past. And it actually was such a great event, such a great trip. If you guys haven't been to the Aria, it's beautiful. And I don't know if it's because it's like this upscale Vegas hotel that it didn't feel like gross and Vegas-y, I guess, if that's how you want to call it. But it was really nice. We had a great time. I think there were 260 coaches, I think, who qualified this year to come, and we were allowed to bring guests. So it was good. It's a very intimate event. It's the smallest event of the year. But we had a great time. So we had a mastermind session for the elite coaches on Thursday morning. And Carl came in and he talked a lot about how, you know, the network may have only been around, you know, the network's around 10 years now, but him and John formed Beachbody in 1988. So it's almost 20 years that they formed this. And most companies don't thrive for an entire decade. And, you know, look at where we are and look at where we're going and all of these things. And, you know, we have, we're not perfect. We have these things that come out that we really expect to do super, super well. Maybe the launch doesn't go the best. Maybe the product isn't the exact right thing for the exact right time. But, you know, Carl talked a lot about like total one-hit wonders, like, you know, like the Macarena and things like that. And then he really talked about, you know, where we are and, you know, kind of likened us to, you know, like the Beatles. I mean, we've been around. We have a ton of hits. Not everything is perfect, but, you know, we're a company that can kind of stand the test of time. So we are not going anywhere. You know, we've had, you know, over 50 hit, you know, infomercials, nutritionals, fitness programs. And that's just going to continue. You know, the infomercials have changed. Nobody has cable anymore. So we're just sort of finding a new way to do things. We had this guy, and I honestly have never heard of him, and he was an amazing speaker. We had this guy named Jason Jennings speak to us at the Elite Mastermind, and he was fantastic. If you guys are in the hunt for a new PD book, I would definitely pick up something by him. The two that were really recommended to us were Think Big, Act Small, and Hit the Ground Running. So he's great. He sat and talked with us for, like an hour. And he really tailored his talk to what we deal with as coaches and what we struggle with as coaches. And it really wasn't sort of one of those talks that, is very generic and, put your head down and do work and, show up and things like that. He really tailored it to coaches, which really was helpful. So now the exciting thing, which I guess you guys all want to know about, are the releases. Many of you guys saw that they are revamping Portion Fix for BOD. That's going to be out. They didn't have they didn't have a date for us. They just said, I think they said for the first quarter next year. It's just a revamp to really help people who only have BOD, so that the Portion Fix, the printed materials that come, relate a lot more to BOD than they do right now. Because when the Portion Fix first came out, we didn't have that. So it's being revamped. There's going to be an entire nutrition app with it. So it'll be super helpful for you to be able to track your containers, look for your meals, log all of that information a lot easier, and have it sort of synonymous with your BOD account and with what you're doing with your programs. How many of you guys watched the trailer for the 2B Mindset, the nutrition program that's coming out? Did you guys watch it? So Ilana is amazing. I am super excited for this. It's going to be out again the first quarter of 2018. There are no workouts with it. It is focusing solely on nutrition and mindset. And this is the first thing that we are actually marketing as a weight loss program, because that's what it's for. It's weight loss nutrition that will help with your mindset. So if you're somebody who struggles with emotional eating, if you have clients who struggle with emotional eating, if it's more in depth than so I'm going to go back and forth for a second. So we have the container system, right? And Autumn has talked about when she works with private clients, she's like, I meet people who aren't even ready, to use containers yet. They're so far away from being ready to use the containers. She talked about it during one of the segments when she was on stage that, one of her private clients, the guy's like, oh, I have a Dr. Pepper for breakfast. And then I have a donut. And then I have, a turkey sandwich, and then I have 2 bags of chips and a Dr. Pepper. She's like, he's so far away from the containers. She's like, all right, we're just going to worry about water. When you have people like that they're not even ready for the containers, this is now a starting point for them. This is something for people who don't know where to start. They've got these deep-seated issues with food. They've got, emotional eating issues, stress eating issues. People who need something that is sustainable for the long term. This is something that is super sustainable. It's a weight loss program that's going to help them change their mindset so that as they progress, if they want to then move into something like the containers where now they know how to eat, but they're worried about the sizes of their portions, then they can segue into that. But it's something completely different. If you guys haven't followed Ilana, I highly recommend doing it. She's a registered dietitian nutritionist. She's somebody who struggled with her weight her entire life. So she was somebody who really was instrumental in saying, this is what's needed. These are the issues that people who have been overweight or obese, most of their life, these are the issues that come up with that, with food. which some of us are not equipped to do. In addition, she's got the RD background, so she has all of the, not just the nutrition end, but the science end, in her training and everything. So they've been working to create this for the last 14 months. There's coaches who are in that test group. I saw 2 of them that were there, Mickey Fernandez and Saudi Almonte. If you guys know them, go watch that trailer. They look phenomenal. They're so excited about this. I'm excited for this. It's something that, I think we've really needed. There's no counting calories on this plan. I don't know how it works. They didn't go into that, but there's no counting calories on the plan. So how they're going to do this, I don't know. But it's at FAQ 9749. So if you guys want more information, you can go there. We have a new guy in nutritionals. I don't know what his title is. I don't know exactly what a nutritionalist he's doing, but his name is Luigi Groton. He came from Herbalife. He was senior vice president of nutritionals at Herbalife. So he has come to us to help us develop more consumables and more nutritional products over the next couple of years. He is an MD. So now if you have customers who ask about Shakeology or Daily Sunshine, you can tell them that it is backed by an MD. He's a family medicine doctor with a background in public health. So there's a segment with Carl. I posted it in one of my pages, but I will share the link with all you guys. He talked a lot with Carl about double time and about why it's so critical to really bring something like this into families and to kids, because with his master's in public health, they talked a lot about how, as research has started, years ago on kids that are overweight or obese, now that they've been doing this research for 10, 12 years, they're seeing the effects of what being overweight and obese as children has on them, as late adolescents, as young adults, the health issues that they're running into, the nutritional issues that they're running into. So he really clarified why it's so critical that we really work to kind of get this out. But he's great. He talked a lot. There's tons of videos. We'll get them all shared for you guys. But they really talked a lot about how double time is critical. So now what I know you guys want to hear about, we have bars. I am so excited. I know we've been asking for bars. My God, since I became a coach almost 5 years ago, we've been saying we want bars. We need bars. They're here. And you guys, they're so good. They're so good. We went scamming around to try to see if we could scam ourselves some extras. They wouldn't give them to us. They are so good. They're perfect. They're exactly what we need. And they're great because we can change flavors. We can, eventually sort of change what goes into them. It gives us the options to, go in a million different directions, come out with, a meal bar later on. These are snack bars. So for you guys who did not know what was going on with them, they are snack bars. They are not meal replacement bars. They are snack bars. They're gluten-free. They're super low in sugar. They have like 5 grams of sugar per bar. And that's just from the fruit that's in the bar. They're fruit and nut based. The 2 flavors that we got have chocolate in them. So there's a peanut butter chocolate, which was so good, and a chocolate cherry almond. So they're amazing. They will be released, unfortunately, not till April. They were supposed to come in January, and I know that there's been some issues with supply, and they've asked us for feedback since we tasted them last week. So they were just in prototype, generic packaging with sticky labels on them. But the cool thing is they're gluten-free. They're fruit and nut based. They're really, really good. And the Coach price point, you guys, is less than $2 a bar. So for me, that's great. My husband goes to 7-Eleven and spends $3 or more on a Kind bar every day. So these are fantastic. So they're going to have those 2 flavors. We were supposed to have a third, so I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe Summit, they'll roll out a third flavor. I don't know. I had heard 3 flavors. They let us try 2. Super excited for them. They're great. They're 150 calories, 10 grams of protein. So it's a great snack. Gluten-free. What else? They're coming in boxes of 15, which is fantastic. So Coach price is $29 for a box of 15 bars. They're going to come in 1 carton, 2 carton, and 3 carton options. If you order the 3 carton, it gives you 90 PV on Home Direct, and it'll kick out a Success Club point for you. So there you go. You can get them 1, 2, or well, I guess 1 or 2 flavors since we don't have a third. But you have the option of doing 1 box, 2 box, or 3 boxes when they roll out. So as of now, they are saying April. I think they're hoping for late March, but they will have a date on that soon. But they're really, really good. Like I was like, even if they're not that good, I'm gonna buy them anyway. They're so good, you guys. They're not like overly sweet. I already told my kids like they're not gonna have a say in snacks anymore because they're just gonna have to take those to school. Because if there's volume on them, I'm buying them. Okay, now the exciting thing. We talked a little bit before I turned the recording on about A Little Obsessed. 80-day obsession. Those of you guys who may not have been coaches for a long time, but you've been Beachbody fans for a long time, remember that when P90X came out or when Les Mills Pump came out, we had these massive equipment packages that were available with it. Like the P90X one was like $700 and something, and it gave you like everything. It gave you like the bajillion DVDs that came with it. It gave you like the mats and the chin-up bar and the resistance bands and the supplements and like all the other crap. It was super. It was like $600 or $700 for that. And they had all of these different options. And then when Les Mills Pump came out, they did the same thing. You could get, the DVD. You could get the program with Shakeology, and you got the barbell and the weights, and the challenge pack was. But we were around. Was the challenge pack was like $275 or $300 or something like that. I sold a shit ton of those, you guys, because people were like, I want everything I need. And I was like, well, you could get it like this and like this with Shakeology, but you could just get the barbell and everything with it. And they were like, well, then just give me that because the shipping was free. So you don't have to worry about the shipping on a freaking set of barbell and plates. I sold a ton of those. So what they've decided to do is bring it back for 80-day obsession, which I am so excited about. They rolled out these packages, and the whole room went like berserk. It was crazy. So there's going to be 3 different. I probably should pull these up because that would be helpful. There's going to be 3 different groupings, like new customers and coaches. For people that are just signing up, like they're going to be like people you would normally market like a regular challenge pack to. They'll have the option of getting, and it'll come with all of the equipment that they need, which are the loops, the sliders. They'll get printed materials with these packages. So even though it's a complete BOD-based workout, they'll be able to get the printed intro guide, printed calendar, and I believe the printed nutrition guide. So you kind of have that tangible stuff in your hand. They'll get Shakeology on Home Direct. They'll also get the performance line with it. So it's literally going to give you I want to pull this up so I know exactly what I'm saying because I don't want to say the wrong thing. It'll give you everything that you need from choosing either getting Shakeology or the performance line, getting Shakeology and like not one serving, like 1 container of the performance line of Energize and Recover, or they're going to have the option to say, all right, I'm committing to 13 weeks of this. We're going to send them enough shit for the 13 weeks. Like they're going to get 4 containers of Energize. They're going to get 4 containers of Recover. They're going to get 2 containers of Energize. They're going to get their Shakeology. They're going to get the equipment. They're going to get everything that they need, like one-stop shopping Done. And there's a ton of different options. So it works out, start at the top and you work your way down, because some people are going to be like, I'm not going to remember to order more Recover. The last thing that you want to do is ever run out of Recover, especially when you're doing these workouts. They're going to have completion packs for people that are current bod customers. How we have the completion pack now, it's $130 and you get Shakeology and the portion fix basically. Coaches, I'm going to get to the ones that coaches can purchase. New coaches that are signing up can purchase those ones that I mentioned. They can do it with all access, but they'll be able to sign. But you mean existing coaches? There's one that I'm going to get to. That's the next one for existing coaches. So if they're current bod customers, they'll have completion packs that they can do the same thing. They can get it with Shakeology or the Performance. They can get Shakeology and one bundle of the Performance line, one Energize, one Recover, or we can give them all the crap they need for the next 13 weeks to do this. And those prices are posted. The FAQ is not up. Yeah, it wasn't up at 10 o'clock this morning the last time I asked. But I will share these slides with you guys so that you can see them. Now, here's the one for existing coaches. You guys, I did the math on this. It is a freaking steal, okay? This is a great way to grow volume within your own organization. We know that our coaches are our best customers, right? Because we all use the products. We all love the products. And this way, I did the math on it, it's going to save you so much money to do it this way. So there's two options that are available for existing. You can use this for your existing customers or for yourself as a coach. There's the basic pack, which gives you the intro guides, the calendar, the printed materials. It's going to get you the program, the equipment, the loops, the bands, and the sliders, and a shaker cup and a set of containers. Give them away. I have more containers. I know what to do with. I give them away. People love them all the time. I give them away in my free groups. That is $45 for coaches. It's $59 for your customers. So if they are already a bod member and they don't want to do Shakeology, I don't know why they wouldn't. Or if they're already on Shakeology HD, this is something great that you could say, like, it'll give you all the equipment, and it'll give you all the printed stuff, and it's $60 for them. Here's the pack that as coaches is such a huge savings, you guys. So it's called the Mega Program Pack. It's for existing coaches. It's going to give you all of the printed materials that you're going to need for the program. It's going to give you a shaker cup and a set of containers. It's going to give you the equipment that you need, which is the set of sliders and the loops. It's going to give you 2 containers of Energize and 4 containers of Recover. And for coaches, it's $265 for all of that. So I did the math, and it's basically like you bought the Recover and they got everything else for free with it to buy it all at once. If you sell this to a customer, it's $356 and you make $90 in commission on it. So that's huge. These packages are going to be, so 80-Day Obsession isn't launching until January 15th. These packages are going to be available on December 14th. Carl is making them available because what's going to happen is, so this week we're doing a little obsessed, right? The workouts are only up for 24 hours before they're being pulled down. On December 20th, they're all a little obsessed workouts will launch back on BOD, and they will stay there until 80-Day Obsession launches on January 15th. So they're releasing all of these, and I'll share these slides, all of these different packages are going to be available Thursday, December 14th. That's what we were told. That's what I've written down. So I'm hoping that that's right. Because this way, if you are planning on starting a little obsessed again, either right before Christmas or right after Christmas, we wanted to make sure that these packs were available so that you have them in time to do a little obsessed until 80-day obsession comes out in January. So yeah, so that I'm super excited for them. That's a huge deal. I know I'll be buying it because we go through Recover here. Like, it's insane. Brett puts it in his shake every day. So we go through like 3 containers of Recover a month. It's insane. So for me, that's a huge savings. And I was like, as soon as they posted it, I was like, which are the ones for us? Like, because in the meantime, I was thinking, like, who can I sign up as a customer to get this great deal on this stuff? So there's packs for existing BOD customers, new customers and coaches, and then us, the existing coaches and customers. So for us, it's a freaking steal to get all that stuff. Because then also it's going to give you $2 shipping as opposed to like the $4 per item we pay with the performance line. So it's going to save like $15 on shipping too, which is great. Those are the biggest announcements that I had, I think. Do you guys have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you need to. Oh yeah, it's great volume. The volume on that is, on the pack for coaches is 267 PV and 203 team volume. So if you're ordering this pack, you put it under your spouse, you're not only paying 267, you're making at least 2 cycles back on it. So, you know, you're making another $14 to $36, plus matching bonus if you're diamond. Yeah, so it's a great deal for coaches, and it's great volume. So I am super excited about it. We have been asking for more products and more product packages since the launch of BOD, to really help give people more options than just Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology or the performance line. So this gives people really everything that they're going to need to have success, with these packages. I'm looking through to see if there was anything else. I don't think so. Did you guys have any questions? No? Okay. I'm just looking through to make sure that I went through everything I wanted to talk to you guys about, because the announcements are exciting. There's such good stuff that's coming, you guys. I'm super excited for it. Then there's, November to Remember. So if you haven't registered for that, they extended the registration until tomorrow. So if you haven't registered, or you don't have a partner, there is still time to get registered. So all you have to do is hit Success Club and they send you a hat. And the Double Time Challenge packs are 3 points this month instead of 2. So find a friend, find a teammate, get signed up. And they're participating in that helps get more money into schools, which they all need. So yeah. So I think that's it, guys. So if nobody else has questions, then I hope you all have an awesome night.